Well, Inter Miami has a new man in charge in Guillermo Hoyos, and they win 3-2 over the Colorado Rapids in the beginning of their new interim manager's career or tenure with the team. And it was a different style than we're used to for Inter Miami. They're not dominating possession like we're accustomed to seeing them. They actually, Colorado dominated possession this game, which we're going to talk about. But Messi had a brace. The team won. They get their first win in several matches. And we'll see if this is the turnaround that Inter Miami needed and if things continue to look positive for them. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Less Moves presented by FanDuel. Please make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So let's talk about the first half, Inter Miami versus the Rapids. This is going to be a tough game for Inter Miami because they're going to Mile High Stadium in Denver, Colorado. 75,000 fans in the stadium. They're playing at the Broncos Stadium. The game was a sellout. Looked like there was actually a lot of Rapids fans at this game. So it was going to be a tough environment. There were a lot of Miami fans too and Messi fans, but there was still a lot of Rapid fans, more than I thought there would be. But high altitude, 5,200 feet above sea level, if I'm not mistaken. This is going to be a tough game. You know, playing in high altitude can definitely affect the match, especially if you're not used to playing. So first half happens. Inter Miami and Colorado are both pressing like crazy in this game. And I was wondering if Miami were going to get heavy legged and if they were going to wear down later in the game because of all the pressing they were doing. And the Rapids are young, fast, energetic, pressing, and they were causing some issues for Miami in the first half. Now, in the 18th minute, Yannick Bright had stole the ball from a bad giveaway from the Rapids inside the box. He cut left. He got bumped into by the Rapids, by Atencio, and there was a penalty in the box. So that Miami, at first, it wasn't called a penalty. Then they went back and reviewed it. VAR confirms it is a penalty, and Miami get awarded. Messi converts it for his third penalty, I think, in his MLS career, which is crazy considering how many goals he scored since he's been here. So they go up 1-0 at in the first half, 18 minutes in, okay? The Rapids, though, had several chances. Georgie on the left side had a couple chances. He was giving a lot of issues to Lujan on that left side and putting a lot of pressure on him. He had a golden opportunity just wide. He held onto the ball too long. There was another play where Paxton Aronson had a golden opportunity to score in the first half. He had so much space, but he cut too far wide right, and the angle just was not good, and he was not able to score. But Paxton Aronson should have easily put that one away. So the Rapids had a lot of opportunities. I feel like they did. In the first half, they had 5 shots, 1 on target. Probably should have been more than that. To Miami's 3 shots, 2 on target. And they dominated possession 64% of the time in the first half to Miami's 36%. And I thought that, the first half was very misleading. I thought the Rapids looked better. Miami had the lead. Then in the 45th minute in added time, there was a play. They took the ball away. Rodrigo DePaul had the ball. He laid it off to Silvetti. Silvetti had a high cross, like a super high cross. It looked like it was going to go nowhere. And then Berta Rame gets the header, scores a beautiful header to put them up 2-0, goes right over Zach Steffen's head. And it was actually very bad goalkeeping by Zach Steffen. And it puts them up 2-0 in this game. And Miami were very fortunate to capitalize on their opportunities, and they head into the half with a 2-0 lead, even though the Rapids, you can make an argument, were the better team, had the better opportunities in the first half. So Inter Miami, 2-0 lead. Now, second half underway. Question is Inter Miami going to be able to hold up? Are they going to be able to have the legs to withstand Colorado for another 45 minutes in the second half? Colorado, very young team, like I said earlier, energetic. They have the legs to go full 90. So in the 58th minute, Rafael Navarro had this beautiful play. I mean, he absolutely filleted Mikael. Cut left, cut right, had him on a swivel, scored a beautiful goal, low right, to put them back within 1. Cut the deficit to 1. Colorado's at 1, has 1 goal. Miami has 2, right? Then in the 60th minute, I'm pretty sure it was Yappy. Yappy came in the 60th minute, make a substitution. Darren Yappy. And he comes in, makes an immediate impact for the Rapids. And he scores a beautiful goal in the 62nd minute to tie the game up 2-2. Hey, everyone, quick word from our sponsor, FanDuel. If you're into soccer like I am, you already know how exciting La Liga, the Premier League, and MLS matches can get. With FanDuel, you can make it even more fun by placing bets on your favorite teams and matches across all three leagues. Whether it's a Premier League showdown, a La Liga thriller, or an MLS game with your local club, FanDuel makes it easy and exciting to bet on what you watch. Just remember, you have to be 21 years or older to play. Please bet responsibly and only if you're of legal age and in a state where it's allowed. Download the FanDuel app or head over to fanduel.com, sign up, and get in on the action. Thanks for supporting the channel through FanDuel. Then you start to wonder if Miami's going to be able to hold on or if they're going to sink the ship again, right? Are they going to fold like a chair, or are they going to be able to bare minimum keep the draw, or are they going to be able to find it within them to get this to get a 3 points and take the lead again? So Yappy was just giving them fit after fit in the second half. I mean, he was filleting them, cooking them. Like, the pace was just difficult for Miami. You could just see the heavy legs like crazy for Inter Miami. But in the 79th minute, Messi had a golden opportunity, scored an absolute golazo, left foot, top left corner of the goal to put Inter Miami up 3-2 in the second half to take the lead back for Inter Miami. And it felt like at that point that the Rapids had officially been deflated. They did not have enough win in their sails to take the lead back or to come away with a draw in this game. But in the 87th minute, Yannick Bright said something apparently offensive to the referee and got shown a red card. I don't know if it was a straight red. I think maybe he got a double yellow. Either way, Yannick Bright was sent off in the 87th minute, which gave a lot of life to the Colorado Rapids, especially because it's 87th minute and there was like 8 minutes of added time with all the time wasting. So, and they're down to 10 men, right? They're down to 10 men, Inter Miami. Inter Miami was looking really rough there. But the Rapids had a couple chances. They just could not capitalize on it. They looked tired. They subbed Paxton Aronson off, I think, in the 83rd minute. Not really sure why they did that. I would have probably kept him in. They brought Sealy in for him. But the Rapids just really showed, the best way I can describe it, the Rapids really showed their youth and experience today. They have a lot of kids playing today. I don't think they really had it in them to make the comeback after tying it up and drawing in the 62nd minute with Yappy's goal. So it's like a learning curve, right? Young teams are up and down. They're never going to be good all the time or bad all the time. They're just going to, they're learning on the fly, right? Inter Miami was good enough to close the deal. It was very sketchy there for Inter Miami. Falcone did not look good, and Mikael probably had his worst game of his Inter Miami career today. Worst game Mikael did. The back line was very, very, very shaky for Inter Miami, but they were able to come away with a 3-2 win over the Colorado Rapids, who are a good team, very competitive team. And Inter Miami had their first win in MLS since their win against New York City FC, which they won 3-2 at New York City FC. But they have had a lot of draws. Before this game, 5 of their last 6 matches were draws. 5 of their last 6 were draws and 1 win, right? So this team had obviously been starting to stutter. They weren't playing very well. They made the coaching change. Javier Mascherano is out. Guillermo Hoyos is the manager for this team. And I want to say this too. I mentioned earlier about possession, right? And just to pull up the stats of the second half of both of these teams. In the second half, the Rapids had 9 shots, 3 on goal, and Inter Miami had 3 shots, 1 on goal. So in totality for the game, Rapids had 14 shots, 4 on goal, and the Inter Miami had 6 shots, 3 on goal, and they had 38% of the possession Inter Miami did versus 62% for the Rapids. This is the first time, I think, in Messi's tenure with Miami that they have not won the possession battle. This is the first time. I looked at it this year. They haven't had a single game this year, at least, too, that they lost the possession battle. But this is the first time. It felt like in this game, they let the Rapids wear themselves out, waited to pick their spots, and then just counter and just try to be decisive on when to attack in certain spots, conserve all their energy, and it worked. I mean, they did win this game, but it's just a different style than we're accustomed for Inter Miami. We're used to, well, maybe not Inter Mascherano, but we're used to them having the ball at least a lot and passing a lot, and that just wasn't the thing this game. They only had 218 passes, 75% accuracy. Normally, they're in the high 3s, low 4s when it comes to passing. Just a different brand of ball for Inter Miami than we're accustomed to, but they did win. I'm just curious of how it's going to play out in going forward against these other teams. Also, too, I want to say Bertarame was able to score his second goal in a row, second game in a row, right? He looked pretty good today. He was hustling like he always does. His aerial game is very good for his size. Thought he was good. Salvetti was horrible in this game, by the way, outside of the assist, which that's going to pad the stats a little bit. But Salvetti was not good today. He was terrible. There was a lot of mediocre play. DePaul was bad. Salvetti was bad. Falcone was bad. Mikael was bad. I mean, I think the whole back line was horrible for Inter Miami. So we'll see what they do going forward. I'm still not sure how much of a change this is going to make with this coaching switch because I don't know how good Guillermo Hoyos is going to be for this team. But their next game's against RSL. We'll see how they rebound. We'll see how the continuity builds with this new staff and how they start playing under him and if they can start finding their way. But Messi has a brace. Bertarame scores for the second game in a row. And Inter Miami get their first win since March 22nd. And that's the way you want to start off after switching managers. So let me know down below, were you impressed with Inter Miami's performance? Were you assuming this was what was going to happen or expecting it? Let me know down below. And who was your player of the game? Mine was Messi. And outside of him, I would probably say that it was Yannick Bright or Bertarame. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit that little bell notification so you never miss a video. Also, MLS Moves was presented by FanDuel, our proud sponsor of the show. Until next time, guys, I will see you all soon.